Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. Our good friend Big Low Country is going to join the show later in the show. Stay tuned for that. We're going to go through some Super Bowl props. We were talking about those yesterday. There's a ton of good ones, but we are going to start off the show with Justin Fields, who this is going to be a storyline the entire offseason, more because I think the Falcons may not have a better option. So I think that's the biggest thing here. The Falcons may not have a better option if it goes quarterback, and Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield resign. Really, Justin Fields, to me, is the clear-cut best options in that kind of nightmarish scenario where you're pigeonholed into making the only move that you really can, which would be Justin Fields. DraftKings just released their odds for Justin Fields' next team. And I thought they were somewhat shocking, not because the Falcons were the number one team at plus 140, not named the Chicago Bears, but because the Chicago Bears were plus 100. It is even money, according to DraftKings, that he stays and takes his first snap with the Chicago Bears next year. What do you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, I guess, Vegas clearly knows something that we don't, to at least not be hedging a little bit. They're favorites for a reason, and it might be a lack of commitment to Caleb Williams. It might be something that we don't quite know. But if I'm the Bears, this isn't even a question. I'm trading Justin Fields. And I did see something that Justin Fields' camp is kind of demanding answers from the Bears and Ryan Pace. Basically, are you going to trade us or not? And they're going to force their hand, so to speak. And I don't blame Justin Fields at all, because I'd want an answer as well. I don't want to be kept in limbo. And on the Bears side, that's not how you should operate. With that being said, they hold all the cards. They don't have to trade Justin Fields. If Justin Fields demands a trade, it doesn't really change anything, buddy. You are going to get traded anyways.
Or not traded anyways. I mean, they're going to do what they think is best for the organization.
I doubt it.
Listen, I doubt it, and you're not the only one doubting it. I mean, I wrote in an article talking about this. I think if you polled NFL insiders, I'm talking about the Adam Schefters, the Albert Breers, the Peter Kings, the best NFL insiders, they've all pretty much said that they expect, and it's widely expected, that Justin Fields will get traded. Yet Vegas, I think you would look at 45 out of 50 probably would say, yeah, Justin Fields, maybe even more than that. I mean, I think there would be a very low percentage of NFL insiders that would put their money on Justin Fields staying with the Bears. But Vegas, I mean, as we both know, they know more than everyone. They know more than the NFL insiders, and it is very odd to me that it's even money for him to stay in Chicago, and I think that's somewhat shocking. The Falcons, on the other hand, are plus 140. What do you think about that?
It makes sense from Vegas's perspective. There's an obvious need at the position in Atlanta. Justin Fields grew up just north of Atlanta, went to Harrison High School, right around where we live. So it makes sense on paper, but I've gone real cold to the idea of Justin Fields to the Falcons in the last 48 hours, really, because the more I think about it, yeah, it might be the best option in terms of, what's truly good for the Falcons now in the future if Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, and the three quarterbacks go off the board. I don't know how much of a fit it really is with the Falcons timeline in terms of, what Zach Robinson needs for his scheme. Justin Fields' contract, he's entering the last year of his deal. His fifth-year option would have to be decided upon this offseason. And you know what really turned me off to it was Adam Schefter coming out recently and basically, not clarifying, saying they're going to get a second-round pick and they could even get a first-round pick. I don't even think Justin Fields is worth a second-round pick. The guy hasn't developed. Yes, he's oozing with talent, but the fact of the matter is he hasn't developed in 3 years. The Falcons already passed over him in 2021. Could they rectify that mistake like they did with Raheem Morris? Potentially, but the facts are what we have is he hasn't been an effective quarterback, consistently effective, especially with his arm. The offense that Zach Robinson is expected to run, now he can obviously tailor it to Justin Fields' strength, but what he's expected to run, Justin Fields doesn't make a lot of sense. And the Falcons are going to put, a second round pick on the table for a guy who might not be with the team next year. A lot of it doesn't make sense from the Falcons' perspective. Do I expect them to, kind of spin the wheels on the idea? Sure, because it would be fundamentally flawed to operate in a way where you're just immediately taking options off the table. I'm getting real cold on the idea of Justin Fields to Atlanta.
See, this is what Alex does. He ruins segments. This is supposed to be our next segment. We're supposed to go into what we like and what we don't like about Justin Fields coming up after the break, and we will go into that because I do have some rebuttals. But I do agree with you on a lot of areas, and we have mentioned it. If you've watched shows previously, or if you want to go check out our YouTube, just about the fit in general. Like regardless of the picks, which is obviously a big part of that, but the fit in general with Zach Robinson seems a little wonky when you're thinking about the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVays, and what they like in their quarterback. But we are going to get to that and more on Justin Fields coming up after the break.